Hello, this is Katie, and I know it's been a very long time since I did a video. I was busy planning a wedding, then getting married, and then just relaxing and not doing much of anything. But I am preparing supplies today for card class tonight, and so I decided to film one of the cards. So I do have a lot of things pre-cut, but I'll kind of describe what I did preparing them. So it's going to be a birthday card for a male or a boy or a man or whatever. This is just a navy blue. It's from Paper Tray Ink, I believe. I have a lot of this because our colors were navy and coral, and I did a lot of like table decoration things, and so I have a lot of coral and navy left over. Those aren't the actual names. I think the coral from Paper Tray Ink is like Berry Sorbet, and this one is Midnight something or other, maybe? Not sure. Actually, I think this is even darker because this was the navy I used. So anyway, this is actual navy. Probably still Paper Tray Ink though. So anyway, I cut a 5.5 by 8.5. And then, sorry, 8.5 by 5.5 here. And then, so it's going to be a tall card. And then I took 4 1/4 divided by 2, so 2 1/8, and so I scored them at 2 1/8 in on my scoreboard and folded them in. And then they're going to have banners. I used the Stampin' Up! Framelits banner. I'm not sure, I just picked 2 sizes that were, I think this is 1.5 inches and this is the one below it. So that gave me an 1.5 inches times 3 is 4.5. So that gave me an extra 1/2 inch to split. So I'm gonna have one here, a navy one here, I think a little more this way, and then another one over here. So the spacing you can probably just eyeball. If you want to measure it, you've got a 1/4 inch between each one to work with because you have a whole inch left, if that makes any sense. And then each one of those 3 is going to have a white one in the middle, and we're going to pre-stamp these before we stick them down, because they're going to have, I don't know, kind of just a nature feel. I didn't really have a whole lot of nature-y type stamps, so I'm going with some reeds that are just going to be, I don't know, just try and stamp it over it. And then I have a bird bath that I actually got, my husband, my now husband, got me this a while ago, just because he likes picking out stamps for me sometimes when he goes to the craft store. So I'll use this one on the other one. And then I have a little happy birthday. I don't know if that really helps. It's really the only size that was stacked happy birthday that I could fit. So that's going to go here, and then I'll probably stamp a few more wreaths just to the right of it, I think. So this one is going to be the middle one, that's the navy. So I'll stamp the happy birthday. I'm just going to use Memento Tuxedo Black. Normally for sentiments I would use the Versamark black pigment ink, but it's so pigmenty and it's a hassle to clean, honestly. So clean off the stamp because it's very inky. So I'll just do that ink, which works out just fine. And then I'll just use black for the other ones as well. So I have my craft sheet underneath, so I'm not really worried about any ink on stuff, but I think I'll put a piece of printer paper underneath just for fun when we're stamping off, so I don't have to clean the craft sheet. So I'll just ink up a good side of that and just keep it off of the words. So we have just a little bit of the reeds on that, which is cute. Then I will stamp more of them on the 2 that are going to go this direction. Okay, and I want you to be able to see the top of them, so I'm just going to aim the top. Aim for the top to be closer to the top of the banner here. see how that turns out. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, and then we'll do the bird bath. So I really think I'm just going to get the top of the bird bath to fit on the... So just stamp a majority of the stamp on the ink pad. You know you're going to get at least some of it. And then... And there you go. So just a little birdie scene there. We'll set our stamps aside. Oh, I think my flipped upside down. Seriously? Okay. All right, if that was upside down, then I'm really sorry. Anyway, hopefully you got the gist of that because I'm not going to start over. So I'll close this up and then we're done with that part. Okay. Where did my tape gun go? Right in front of me. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and put these on to the banners that are going to go onto the card. Just want to make sure they're centered. Stick that one down. So we have two gray ones that are going to come from the left, and then the one navy one will come from the right. And I actually have two panels we're going to put on the navy card before, so that navy doesn't clash or blend in too much. So let's put the happy birthday panel. Coming from this direction. Okay, and then, so these are the two panels, and for card class I have given them a couple choices. They're right behind me. So the other option is like a chevron, kind of a brown and cream colored chevron for the front panels to go right here. So they can choose, but I liked the blue one. So I will do that for my card. And I'll end up using this as the sample card for the class that they can look at to go off of. Okay. So I'll put down, and this one I believe I just took 1/8 of an inch all around off. So it was 2 1/8. So I took off 1/8 and 1/8. That ended up being 1 7/8, I guess. So I just took 1/8 of an inch off, and so I'd still have that navy border. So you can base, I end up basing a lot of my card measurements off of the main frame of the card. So I just know how much I want to go in, or, you know, so then I'll just take off 1/8 or 1/4, whatever I think would look better, and then the smaller you get, you can go from there. And then I have these pieces that are going to end up going, you know, they'll have 1/4 of an inch in between each of them. So these are going to end up looking like that, and I need to pin those down. So I'm going to, I think I'll start there on the back. So I've got from about there where I put the sticky, and you can always rub off some of that stickum too if that was too much. So that's about 1/4 inch. And I do have some excess. So with this stuff you can just kind of rub it until it comes off, and then that way it's not going to stick to the other side of the card. And I just put that on my craft sheet, and I end up cleaning it off later because it'll come right off. Okay, so you can rub that excess off. And then I'll place this one before I pin down that last gray one. All right, so that one, and then right about maybe up a little for that one. And then right about there should be good. So we've got our two gray ones stuck down, and then we will stick down the blue. And then I have a button to add on to the side of the blue one. Got it at least there. All right, so we've got a card that kind of closes like that. And then this little button here, I'm not going to put any string through it or anything like that, but I will use some Zots. And just press the button to them and pick those up. And I usually do about 2, just so it'll hold. And then just somewhere up here in the corner, press that down. And there you go. And then I would put like a white panel in here, just stick down a white cardstock, leave some of the border so you can still see the navy blue, and so you can write your message in there. And then you can just close it like that. So there you go. I hope not too much of the beginning of this was upside down. I don't know why the phone flipped, but sorry about that. And thank you for watching.